think it's about time I did a proper video on Liverpool's possible transfer policy this summer. From what we're reading online in the papers and seeing online, it's obvious that the rumours point to Liverpool looking to strengthen all three areas of the field. They're looking for a centre-back, a midfielder and a forward.
Shall we have a quick greedy bastards update?
Now, I'm not going to mention every single name we've been linked with this summer because honestly there's shitloads of them. We were hit hard by injuries last year, and I think it's obvious the papers seem to think we're expanding the size of the squad as a whole, so we're able to cope better if it happens again. I don't necessarily agree with this myself, but I'll leave my opinions till the end. But for now, I'm going to break down who we've already bought and who we're most strongly linked with at the time of writing. Right, so let's start with the position we've already sorted out, centre-back. We signed Ibrahima Konate almost as soon as the season finished, which strongly suggests that centre-back was the priority for this summer.
You don't say.
Now, first of all, I completely agree that we do need reinforcements at centre-back, but my big question is that are we going to bring in another leader, because that's what we sorely missed last year when Van Dijk was injured and we reached that middle part of the season when we went to shit. That's what we've been missing, and we need another leader at the back to step in when Van Dijk's injured. Now, the fact we've signed Ibrahima Konate so fast,
you work fast, nigga,
means to me that we were keen to get this player. He was obviously someone who Liverpool felt was the best option available. Now, before I go into presenting all the information, I just want to point out it has to be taken with a pinch of salt. I'm going to leave links below for you to check out yourself so you can look into these players more, but highlight reels and statistics don't necessarily always paint the full picture, but they do give you a vague idea about what the players are all about. You can get an idea about their playing style and how good they can be when they pull it off, but you never see when they get it wrong. I want to make that clear, not to fully judge these players or on what I present to you now, so it barely scratches the surface really what we're going into here, but hopefully you can at least get an idea and begin to form your own opinions from that. So now with that out of the way, now from what you can see in Ibrahima Konate's highlight reels is he's clearly a real physical presence. He's 6'4", he's big.
Whoa!
He's also young, he's 22, very brave, but one thing that also stands out to him is he fancies himself as a ball-playing defender. Defensively, he's not bad at interceptions either. Now, weaknesses, I know I highlighted it as a strength, but I also think it's a weakness. He fancies going forward a bit too much for me.
Pull back, you fool.
Which could be a problem against a good counter-attacking team, and also there's no shortage of them in the Premier League, so that might be something he'll have to watch out for playing for us. But the big one, his main weakness is he's injury prone. He's barely played the last 2 years, 14 games in one season, 8 games in the other. He does look a very impressive player. It's just that injury record, I think that concerns everybody who's seen it. I'll rate the signing as a 7 out of 10, but I do want to state, if he can stay fit, this lad could be a real coup. We were also linked with Ben White for a while, but it looks like Arsenal favourites to sign him now, and also the chances of Liverpool signing another centre-back now that we've got Konate seem very, very slim. So now on to midfield, and honestly, I'm rather concerned about the rumours surrounding who we're linked with in this area of the field.
What's your fucking problem?
We have 2 issues here in this area of the field that should be getting addressed this transfer window. A replacement for Gini, obviously, but for me, most importantly, someone who can add goals to the game, because we've got no one from midfield who can actually score goals. We are completely reliant on our forwards for goals. When we lost Coutinho, we lost a whole other way of scoring goals, and we're only getting away with it because our forwards are so good. But there are times, or there were times last year, such as against West Brom, where when the forwards had a bad game, we were completely stuck and had no plan B to fall back on. I know we got away with it with Alisson, but the goalkeeper's not going to score goals all the time, is he? We need someone in midfield to score goals. Man City got De Bruyne for that, who contributes goals. And since we lost Coutinho, we just haven't had an answer to him of our own, answer to De Bruyne, I mean. He is the key difference between Liverpool and Man City, and the reason they outscore us most seasons. We should be eyeing up goal-scoring midfielders as well as a midfielder with the qualities Wijnaldum added to the team. So who are the players we're linked with then? Well, we'll start with a player whose name I'm convinced I always fucking pronounce wrong.
Because you're stupid.
Florian Neuhaus. Right now, having watched him on the highlight reels that we got on YouTube, you can definitely see he's quick thinking. You can find a way out of most tight spots. Every time he gets closed down, he always seems to wiggle his way through. He's got good footwork. His weaknesses, though, definitely, I think, his speed and his tempo. The Premier League moves at a much faster pace than what you see in the clips in these videos. He has the brain and the footwork, don't get me wrong, but not necessarily the tempo. His passing's fairly average, and he doesn't contribute enough goals and assists for me either. He's got an impressive touch and footwork, but not much else. I think we can do better than him, I really do. But that might not matter, because according to the recent reports, Liverpool have shelved their interest in Neuhaus unless his club are willing to drop the price a little. So after we allegedly cooled our interest in Neuhaus, the papers then reported we were moving our attention onto John McGinn. Now, from what I've seen of him, I do kind of like this lad. He's fast, he's aggressive, he's got okay footwork, he's got a good eye for a long ball as well. A lot of his long passes in the videos look very, very impressive. Weaknesses, though, it doesn't particularly contribute enough goals and assists, and discipline could be a bit of a concern as well, according to his record last season.
Right, no iron brew! Let's have a look inside this fridge.
I'm more impressed by him than Neuhaus, but we have players like this already in Henderson, Thiago and Keita, like box to box, you know, fast, aggressive. I just don't see what he could add to our squad other than depth, unless Klopp decides to move Keita on. Now, there are other names we've been linked with, but from my research, they've not been reported on as heavily or as recently as those two. We were linked with Yuri Tillemans for a while, but that interest allegedly cooled off after some time. And also, Renato Sanches' name has been popping up recently, given his performances for Portugal at the Euros. But these rumours seem to be nothing more than ex-players recommending him as a good fit for the club. Overall, I'm rather concerned and a little underwhelmed by who we're aiming for here in midfield. I personally feel like we need a world-class attacking midfielder who can add some goals, someone who can also step up as a leader, you know, if Henderson gets injured, and also on top of that, like someone to replace Gini and the talent that he added to the squad. Instead, we're linked with players who are they're definitely above average. There's no doubt that these lads, you know, would be good additions to the squad, but for me, these players don't address the issues that need addressing in our midfield. However, I want to point out that we do already have Oxlade-Chamberlain injured and Shaqiri in the squad, and maybe the club are prepared to give them one more chance to prove that they're not made of glass. And for the record, I am confident that either of those players can add goals if they're given a run in the side. They're not as good as De Bruyne or as good as what Coutinho was when he played for us, but they're still a potent threat when they're fit and firing. So now moving on to up front, and this is where things get interesting because in the last couple of days, a lot of names have been mentioned and one or two are quite interesting. I'm going to pick out the two seem to be the ones we're linked with the heaviest. That's at least according to the papers at the time of writing. So I'm going to start with Domenico Berardi. His strengths, he's definitely got the touch and an eye for goal. Again, by the way, everything I'm describing here, I'm leaving links for all these players below. Links to that you can find on YouTube of like highlight reels of what they can do and whatnot. That's what I'm going off. So you can watch them yourself in your own time. Now Berardi, he's like I said, he's definitely got an eye for goal. He's got an air of an aggression about him that I like. He's not afraid to shoot from distance, which is something we definitely do not have in the squad at all at the minute. So that would be something he can add. As for weaknesses, in general, I'm just not completely convinced by his shooting. A lot of these goals that are in the highlight reels, they were lucky to go in. I think if he comes to the Premier League, he's going to have to seriously up his game a bit. I'll admit, I'm kind of impressed by this lad, but not completely convinced. I do think he's good, but if I'm honest, I think we can do better.
You're fired.
Now this brings me on to the last player I'm going to go into detail on out of all the players who I think we've been linked with heaviest. Donyell Malen. Now this lad I like. He's skillful, his footwork and his movements are both excellent. He looks like he can spring into life at any second, like the way he moves. He's powerful too, he's a big kid, and you can tell he's just not afraid to run at people or even through them.
I think you're in love, Ron.
Shut up.
He seems to have it all, and his goal tally last season as well was particularly impressive. But that brings me on to his weaknesses, because I don't really think he has much of a weakness from what I've seen, other than suspicion. This kid, if you go, again, I'm using transfermarket.com as my references here, my sources. He's only valued at 30 million euros, which is about 25 million quid. His contract doesn't run out till 2024. I mean, how is he so cheap? You've got to watch the highlight reels of this kid to see where I'm coming from here. He really is. He does seem to be the real deal and someone who could become a star. But the only reason I can think of why his valuation might be low could be something you can't see in highlight reels. He might have an attitude problem, and again, that is just me completely at a loss as to explain why this kid is is valued so lowly. I can't explain it. Watch the highlight reel for yourself, you'll see what I mean. This kid looks fucking special, but why has he got such a low valuation? It's just a bit sus to me, but hopefully it's just me looking into it a bit too far, and we do get like a really good player for a very low fee. I mean, don't forget, Arsenal got Thierry Henry for 10 mil, Manchester United got Cristiano Ronaldo for like 12 mil, and we got Luis Suarez for like, what was it, 21 mil? So you never know.
You are a wally, you really are.
Now, other forwards and wingers linked to us included Alexander Isak, although it looks like Real Madrid are favourites to sign him. Kingsley Coman is another one we're linked with, but other than one report this morning from La Gazzetta that said we've had a £30 million bid rejected for him, he's not really been strongly linked with us apart from that. And then there's the usual Mbappe rumours which just keep persisting.
Again?
Not again, man.
Is that possible?
Now look, we'd all love Mbappe to join our club. I mean, who wouldn't? I can't see Liverpool going in the market for a 150 to 200 million pound player who's going to demand 300 grand a week wages or more. We're not on that financial level. I just think these rumours persist because Mbappe has been very publicly a public admirer of our club, but he is going to have to take a pay cut if he wants to come to us, which just isn't going to happen. So to round it off, I think Konate would become a really notable asset if he can stay fit, and out of everybody else, Malen in particular particular looks very impressive if we can go for him. In midfield, I really hope we can find somebody better than who we've been linked with so far, because who we've been linked with so far, I just can't see them adding to our squad significantly to what we've already got. But what do you guys think? Do you like any of these players that we've been linked with so far, or is there other ones that you really hope that Liverpool do go for? Leave a comment below with your thoughts. If you like the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm a new channel at this point, so any and all traffic is very much appreciated. And to those who have subscribed so far and left positive comments, thank you so much. You don't understand how appreciative I am of all that so far. I'm getting a lot more subscribers than I expected to at this point. I want to thank each and every one of you, and hopefully I can keep you all updated as fast as I can on all things Liverpool. But for now, catch you later, lads and lasses. Have yourselves a good day, and ta-da.